always run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets die in your heart to slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Full-Time Sports Network. Welcome to episode 1 of On the Volley podcast. I am joined today by the wonderful Irishman that is Dermot, part of Tottenham Hotspur Till I Die, obviously a partner channel. How are you doing today, mate?
Yeah, well, not really happy, really. Friday was disappointing. Last night was bitterly disappointing, but we gave a good watch along last night, Colin, as everyone saw. 3 people doing the rugby watch along that knew nothing about rugby, which was actually quite funny. Yeah, and also what's happening around the world, of course, what's happening in Gaza and everyone. That our thoughts and prayers on. We are so lucky to have the life we do have, that we can come here, do our podcasts and whatever, and there's people over there suffering. So yeah, it is. I'm all right, but it's just, with things going around, makes you grateful for what you got, to be fair.
Yeah, 100% agree. It does, all the things that are going off in the world. It shows you that our problems that we suffer with in life are very small and insignificant compared to the things that they're going through. 100%. I know that you guys are planning on doing a show in regards to it.
We are. We're looking. Look, it's a very touchy subject, but we are looking to do a show just to give a bit of news to it. That there's a lot of false news going around about what's happening over there, and I think it's just to put some facts so people understand what is happening. In a way, look, we stand with Israel for what happened to them last weekend, but we also stand with the Palestinian people, what's happened to them now. It's turning into a humanitarian crisis over there. So yeah, we're going to do all that. So look, we'll do that in the next few days, and hopefully, Colin, you can join us for that as well and get your views on it as well. It's very something that's very close to my heart at the moment.
Yeah, we'll definitely sort that out. No worries there. Just before we get into it, our good old friend Bobby is here. He's saying, "Big up, Dermot. Hope you're well." And hello, Colm. Hello, Bobby. I know you were doing a watch long earlier. Didn't see the final result, but I hope you are well, buddy. Hope you are well.
I hope he's doing well, sitting in second place as we're looking down at Arsenal and looking down at Man United and just looking down at the peer of the Premier League and just saying, "Hi, we're here and we're staying here." So yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody's looking down at Man United. Let's face it.
That is so true. That is so true. But look, again, our thoughts and prayers with everyone at Man United after the sad news last night.
Yeah.
And, our prayers are with you, and we hope you come through this crisis happily and safely, and that you will rise from the second division once you're down in the Championship.
I'll let you have that one for now. But we're not here to talk about Tottenham. We're not here to talk about Man United, and we're definitely not here to talk about Arsenal. What we are here to talk about is certain subjects I've decided to pick for episode 1. And the first one we're going to go into is international friendlies. Now, obviously, we saw not so long ago that Robertson, obviously Liverpool, plays for Scotland. He came off injured, done something to his shoulder, his arm. I've not seen an update whether he's okay. But my question to you, Dermot, is should international friendlies be cancelled altogether, or do you think they should be played off-season?
I think they should be cancelled altogether because if you got your qualifications for the Euros, the World Cup, and now the Nations League, that was supposed to come in for international friendlies. There is too much football being played at the moment, and then players are just being used. And as you say yourself, you look at Robinson of Scotland. We've got players playing in friendlies now with Romero and Sonny in South Korea who are carrying knocks anyway. A chance to making them knocks worse. So I think international friendlies should be stopped, but they won't be stopped because they make money for UEFA. And that's what it boils down to, Colin. It's down to money. It's down to how much money they can make it from how much they get from the television rights they can sell. Sky or for the BBC or ITV or Italian media or whatever. It's all down to money. And it's down to filling UEFA's pockets full of cash, where the players really are not taken into appreciation, and the Premier League clubs are not taken into account what they say. It's all down to UEFA and money myself. But yeah, they should be banned. They should be disabled. They should be kicked out because I think there's no room for them now in the football calendar.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I don't think international friendlies are needed. With the amount of international games that are being played nowadays, like you said, we've got the qualifiers for this, and then after this is finished, we've actually got the competition, and then we've got World Cup going off, and this silly little league that they decided to put together. I think it's too much, myself personally. And the thing I want to put across as well, and I want to get your view, is surely the FA and UEFA and everybody have a duty of care for the players. Surely they should be like, there's a lot of football being played. They're playing in the league at the moment. There's all the tournaments, like cup games and everything that's being played. That's a lot of football. And surely making them play, because this would be a little break for them technically, if the international break went there or, the season would continue. Surely it is a lack of duty to care to the players because they're only human as well.
Yeah, I don't think they think about players' care or duty. I think that, as I say, it's just all money to them. And you look at the Champions League being expanded. That's more matches. You look at, I can understand the playing friendlies before World Cup. They want a tune-up game, but do that behind closed doors. You can do that against, say, England play the under-21s. And a non-competitive behind the scenes game. We've seen it with Premier League clubs doing that, Colin, when they have a game, say, against, I don't know, Man United are playing Rotherham, but it's done behind closed doors at the training ground. I think there's enough football being played for managers, international managers, to work out how international teams play. And I don't think the FA or UEFA or even FIFA are worried about players' how can I put it? Players' welfare.
Yeah.
Because it's not, because it's all about money. And you look at Martin Keown, he's a great advocate for saying about player welfare. You look at the Players Union, none of them come out and say, look, hang on a minute, we're playing too many games here. And as I said, you look at Sonny for us, you look at Robinson for Liverpool. Sonny's gone over to South Korea carrying a knock. Now, he didn't play much in South Korea's last game, but he shouldn't be playing at all. He should be resting for the next 2 weeks and getting over the knock he's in. We did the game on Friday, and you know yourself, we're worrying about James Maddison. Is he going to get injured? Yeah. And this is where it's stupid. I mean, England, Australia, no disrespect to Australia. That game should never have been played.
No, it shouldn't. You're right. You're right. England are playing Italy in the next couple of days, but they're playing a meaningless friendly a couple of days prior. It just makes no sense because all it takes is one bad injury. For instance, like you just said, then Maddison. He does a lot for Spurs. He's improved Spurs a lot. If he picks up an injury, that rules him out for 4 or 5 months. Yeah, okay, it doesn't affect England because England can get somebody else in, but it affects Spurs this season for the rest of the year.
Of course it does. And you look at United. If United lost one or two of their players, though I know United are a bit inconsistent at the moment, but still, if you lost one or two of your players, that will impact you. Or Everton, or if you look at Luton, or if, I'm not saying anyone's from Luton's playing international, but if you look at the teams down the bottom of the league that do have players wearing international duty, that it could be the goal scorer or the defender, and it affects everyone top and bottom. And I just think international friendlies have to be cancelled, but they won't because it's money, and the UEFA make a lot of money out of these friendlies.
Yeah, no, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Obviously, anybody in the chat, do get your comments and get your thoughts in as well. We'd love to hear what your opinions are on it. And whilst you guys are doing that, we'll quickly switch over to the next topic. Now, I know Philip would absolutely love this topic. And that is how do we improve the standards of the referees in England? Now, I've seen football played across Europe, even women's game,
Yeah.
Champions League. The standards of the Premier League referees is far below that of any of those. Is it? What do you think we should do to actually help the referees, or do you think it's gone past the point of helping and we need to get new people in? What's your thoughts on it?
Well, first I put Philip Brady in charge of the refereeing association. That would shock him up a bit. Really would. I think, Colin, look, you look at the referees that I grew up in the 80s, and I can remember referees back then. The standard of refereeing was better then than it is now. I think we had a load of referees that came in at the start of the Premier League, were there for last 15 years, and they had a good standard of training, of common sense, and understanding of the rules. Now referees have VAR. The rules are changing every week, and I don't think referees can referee properly because of that. I think VAR is very easy for a referee to hide behind. I think UEFA, FIFA, and the Premier League changing their offside rule or the handball rule every week, it must drive them crazy. But the standard of refereeing in England in the Premier League is absolutely atrocious. That I don't know how Webb's supposed to have come in. I think he's the president of the refereeing association, and I think a lot of the standards of the referees we've seen come up through the championship this season. Colin, you and me have complained about it. Me and Philip have complained about it loads of times. Is not good enough. I think refereeing standard around the world isn't good enough. And I don't know how to improve the standards of refereeing. I think if you were going to improve it, I think ex-players would be good referees because they know the game.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've seen some European games and whatnot. I mean, the Premier League's supposed to be the best league. We're the ones that get all the views. We get all the best players, best stadiums, the best of everything. But we don't have the best referees. I mean, I watched a Serie A game not so long ago, and their standard of refereeing was so much better than what it is in the Premier League,
Yeah, it is. I mean, you look at the German league as well. Their refereeing over there is much better than us on the Premier League. But the Italians, well, mind you, they probably bribed the referee before the start of the game over there with spaghetti and a bit of garlic bread, and especially if you go down to Napoli, they've got other bits they can bribe a referee with.
Dermot's views on Italian referees does not represent.
It doesn't represent anything on both channels. But no, do you know what I mean? The point I'm making, referees can be easily bribed as well. And we've had enough of that over the years. You look at the Liverpool game, how badly that refereed our game against Liverpool and the VAR debacle that happened afterwards. And the communication between VAR, the fourth official, and the linesman. There was no communication between the three of them. I think VAR has rarely drove the standard of refereeing down the last couple of years, because referees can now hide behind that.
Yeah.
We can say, oh, look, if we make a mistake, it doesn't matter, it's VAR's fault. Where before VAR, the referee had nowhere to hide.
Yeah. No, I see where you're getting at, because I mean, obviously, we are slightly older gentlemen now than what we used to be.
Hang on. Less of the elder. You're still the young pop.
Well, I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm not as young as I used to be.
I'm only 4 years off 50, so less of the older man.
But what I meant was, is like, we saw the refereeing of the 90s, the early 2000s. We can distinctly remember that, and it's like back in the days, the refereeing was actually decent.
It was.
It'd be like a case of you'd nearly have to decapitate somebody for the referee to actually pull out a red card, or maybe a red card. 9 times out of 10 it's a yellow, right? And the guy's laid there unconscious on floor. But the refereeing standard was so much better back then.
Yeah.
And now technology is there to help, and like you said, it seems to have hindered it instead of help it grow.
It has. I was watching a game the other day from the 70s, Leeds against Liverpool in the Charity Shield. And the time the only referee sent off Kevin Keegan and Billy Bremer was when Kevin Keegan was flattened by a left hook. We flattened somebody with a left hook. And the referee then decided to take action. You couldn't get... The referees are scared now, I think. They're scared to make a decision, because they know if they make the wrong decision, it's going to be scrutinized so much by Sky, by Ref Watch on the Monday, by the likes of you and me when we do our podcasts or shows on our respective YouTube channels, where 25 years ago, you may get matches of the day live. Oh yeah, the referee made a mistake, and they may talk about it for 10-15 minutes. And then bit in the paper, or we talk about it down the pub, but it'd be over with.
Yeah.
The media have an awful lot to do with it as well, I think.
Yeah. So I think what we're kind of going with there is technology is also to blame for this, because, like you said, back in the day, it'd have 10 minutes, it might be a newspaper, but by the week after, it's forgotten about. Whereas now, like ourselves, we're talking about it now, and social media as well, because everybody's on social media. Everybody, and we've seen some of the disgusting things that people say on social media. Do you think that is what's affecting referees as well? Mainly, they might get hate threats or anything like that.
I do. I think it's a lot to do with it. I think there's two. You look at your situation, for an example, and I'm probably going a bit off field here, Colin, but at United with the Glazers, where 10 or 15, 20 years ago, okay, you may be annoyed at what's happening, but you'd be waiting for the newspaper, but you wouldn't be able to communicate or send hate texts or hate X, whatever it's called now, to that person, and find out where they live and whatever. And we've had a lot of that recently, where fans have taken it upon themselves to abuse these referees, find where they live and go to their homes, which is not acceptable, which is totally out of order. They're only human beings at the end of the day. They do make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're human. But I feel this is where the Premier League and the FA have to stand in or step up to do something to change the situation. It's okay for the Premier League or Harry Webb to come out and say to Liverpool, for example, sorry, we made a mistake. Well, that's not good enough anymore. There has to be consequences for your mistake. And that means that referees who are on the pitch, linesmen, fourth officials, or VAR officials have to be trained better, have to be put better through a more training facilities, which aren't there. And this is where the Premier League and the FA, and then you look at UEFA and FIFA as well, have to take responsibilities for these referees social media also have to take responsibility to root out these people that do take it the extra mile against referees, which they don't. And so I think there's a lot of bodies that need to come together to really set out a plan, a 10-point plan to how to improve refereeing standards. Now, we may never get it in our lifetime, in the next 10, 20, 30 years, but we may get it, and then after that, then it may be better. But there has to be, do you know what I get in that column? There has
Yeah,
to be
yeah. There has to be a
plan,
massive change.
a change. And if that can't come from the Football Association or the Premier League, then it has to come from UEFA or FIFA, who set the rules. And football rules also have to be more clear. Where 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, if you handled the ball in the box, it was a penalty. I think it was hand to ball, it's a penalty. If it was ball to hand, then it wasn't a penalty. Offside, if you were the last man there, you were offside. If you're not sure, the striker or what the attacking team always got the benefit of the doubt. We have to go back to that again, because if we don't, we're going to keep going on and on the same circle and the same circle. And referees are going to get worse and worse. And the game we love is going to descend into chaos.
Yeah,
Because there will be decisions every week being scrutinized, where we're going to have AI refereeing. It'd be done by a computer, not by a man on the pitch.
yeah, no, yeah, I totally agree. I really do. I just want to welcome Chris Welsh in, saying, "Big up, lads. Hope you're well." We are. I hope you are well, Chris. And before we go into the last little topic, I just do want to remind people, because we haven't done it for a while. Very naughty of us. We are actually in association partner with Wraith Energy. They have given us a 10% discount code, FTSN22, or you can scan that QR code and it'll sort it out for you. Wraith is a water-based energy drink. It's powdered formula. Stick it in your cup, mix it with some water, give it a good shake, and you're good to go for at least 48 hours. I have Wraith myself. I love the stuff. It's fantastic.
You're gonna have to send me that. I'm gonna do that myself, actually, because I'm not allowed to have most energy drinks. So I need something that will actually do that. So yeah, send me that link. I'll get some of that stuff.
Yeah, no worries. I will do. And now the last topic is something that is very close to me personally. And I know you have it very close to you as well. I've been in it. I've done it as well. What are we going to do? Oh, Chris is saying I'm going to need that after the last couple of days. Well, there you go, Chris. You can get 10% discount with FTSN22. Ship worldwide as well. Many different flavors. It's really good for you as well. You know, it's not full of all the rubbish that you can find in a lot of the other energy drinks. But yeah, this last topic is grassroots football. Is it getting enough funding? Now, grassroots football is where we all start. We all start on grassroots football level. I have played it. I have coached it. You know, so it's something I do hold quite dear to myself. I want to get your opinions on it, though, Dermot, because obviously we know that you're in Ireland. It's a bit different over there. So what is it like at grassroots level over in Ireland?
Look, the only way I can put it, if you're not GAA or rugby, you're not going to get the funding over here. It's as simple as that. Soccer over here, as we call it, I know it's football around the world, but we call it soccer over here. It's a third sport in Ireland. GAA and rugby are the number 2 sports here in Ireland. The FAI we had a man called John Delaney that absolutely nearly bankrupt Irish soccer over here. Spent the money on a 50th birthday party, James Bond style birthday for himself. We could go out. I mean, Philip was telling me the other day his grandson plays for a team in Dublin. Now, if you live in Dublin, you will get all the funding you like. But I live in Wexford, where we get no funding. And Wexford is a hurling county, more for GAA. I can remember as a kid, going out and playing soccer over here as a kid with my cousins when I come over here on holidays when I lived here in Mullingar. And we'd be playing on basically cow fields. Absolutely shocking. And where the local rugby lads or the GA lads were playing on perfect pitches. It's the same now. We have to put money in to grassroots over here to get the next generation of players. We've both played grassroots, Colin. You have. I had trials for St Albans City when I was younger. That's the standard I got to. I know you went to a very high standard yourself. So, look, for me, the governments have to start putting money into grassroots. It shouldn't just come from the associations, either the FA or the Irish Football Association. It has to come from governments as well to put in the money, to put in the investments into infrastructure, which we don't have. I'm sorry for rabbiting on.
No, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine because this is what I'm wanting anyway. Because, like I said, it's something that is very close to me anyway. Like I said, I've coached at that level as well myself. You know, and I've gone from when I was playing that many years ago. When I was playing that, you know, we were using jumpers for goalposts or cones for goalposts, and now, you know, it's been a while since I've been playing at that stage. But it's not changed. You know, I'm still seeing, like, you know, teams that are like under 8s, under 9s and stuff like that. And they're still having to use like little triangular cones as goalposts. And, you know, they're playing in trainers because they can't afford football boots and stuff like this. And it's really sad because when you look at it, these are the future. These are all the future of football. Why aren't the government or whoever needs to be involved getting involved in helping fund these children that maybe, you know, some families can't afford to go out and buy them, you know, proper shin pads or proper boots and stuff like that? Why is nobody stepping in? Because we've seen all this programming and advertisements on TV over the last God knows how many years now, you know, exercise for change and all this, but you're not actually giving any funding for them to be able to go out and do it.
But isn't it so funny, Colin, that it all rolls back to FIFA at the end of the day? They're the world governing body of our sport. And UEFA is the governing body of the European of our sport. Isn't it funny that every topic that we can talk of all rolls back to the governing body? The FA, look, the Irish FA over here have not done near good enough for us over here. Nowhere near good enough. But if you get to the crops of it, Colin, if you go down to the nitty gritty of it, it's down to FIFA and UEFA. It's down to FIFA mostly to sort this out. With all the money they get, all the money they've said they've put into African infrastructure, into infrastructure around the world. Well, how about putting some infrastructure into our own backyard? Why do UEFA not consider a program? Right, Ireland now are going to host the 2028 European Championships. This would be a golden opportunity for UEFA to say, well, okay, here, Mr. Irish FA President, here's €50 million or €100 million. Put that into your infrastructure. Let's leave a legacy behind for this tournament. And they never do, Colin. No World Cup or no European Championships ever leave a legacy. It's for me, I think the governing bodies of our world sport have to take a massive responsibility for this. And I just think it's shocking. I think it's absolutely horrendous that other sports can do it, but we can't. Why? Why can't we?
Yeah. I mean, it's a topic we could go on and on and on and on about. The next podcast, episode 2, we might start with this. I'm going to try and get some other people on. Obviously, I'll try and get Bobby on as well, because he knows a lot more about the infrastructure as well. See if he can come and enlighten us. I just want to go through some of these comments here. Chris is saying, he agrees with us. Grassroots isn't getting enough funding at all. He's saying about earlier as well, we don't need international friendlies. If we've got Nations League, which will grow into a tournament like the Euros and World Cup at some point, 100% agree. And he's agreeing with you there, Dermot, as well. Government and FA need to do more for grassroots and FIFA as well, which is correct. Something needs to be done. Investment needs to be put in.
It's like anything in the world. If you put investment into infrastructure, you're going to get growth out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be football. You look at tennis, you look at golf, you look at Formula One, you look at cricket. Any sport, any walks of life. If you put money into your company, into infrastructure, that will grow it. Then you will get a reward. But we're not going to get a reward, especially over here. Now in England, it's a bit different. But over here, it is shocking that it needs government intervention, which we won't get.
No, 100%. I understand where you're coming from, and it does. It really annoys me. We will pick this up on the next one. We're going to go through it a little bit more. I'll try and get some more, obviously, stats and figures and everything as well. But I know you're pressed for time, sir. So, because I know you got something coming up very shortly, so I'm going to give you a chance to plug your channel in just a second. I just want to remind people to go over and like and subscribe to obviously THFC Till I Die. They are a partner channel with us, and please do like and subscribe here if you're new. So Dermot, please tell the lovely people what you've got coming up.
Yeah, we've got a couple of days. We've got the second of our Irish rugby watch-alongs tonight. We're doing France against the Springboks as a little bonus because of last night. Then tomorrow we're doing the watch-along for the Irish Gibraltar versus Ireland, and then we're building up then with Newsbeat every day at 4 and a few shows in between. Cockerel Clock podcast, which is going to be talking about this week about Manchester United and the finances into football. And then, of course, we've got the watch along next Monday, a home to Fulham, and the build up to that. So, yeah, but please, everyone, get over there if you do like what I've had to say, and hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and do the same here on the Full Time Sports Network. Great bunch of lads, Colin, Bobby, and all them are great lads. So, yeah, please, everyone, get over here and help grow this great channel.
Thank you, Dermot. And that is going to wrap up episode 1. Only a short one, but, we needed to talk about little things. We've talked about it. Next episode, I'm going to try and get some more people on. Hopefully, we'll have a lot more information for you as well. But from me and from Dermot for now, thank you so much, guys, for being here, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Come on, you Spurs.